No, the temptation was not to run away from Jesus and turn my back upon him. No, but the temptation was to retreat to a highly privatized Christianity, where I would worship Jesus, I would be as faithful to him as I can, but God, you take care of the lost and the poor of this world. You aren't doing a very good job in this country anyway. I'm quitting. That was about as close as I came to my final Sunday, September the 2nd. We were going to fly back on the 3rd. We went to church that morning, and it was like any other morning. It didn't do anything to address the deep, encroaching pessimism that was gripping my heart. But it was time for the evening service. In those days, people went to morning and evening services. And my wife said, no, I'm not coming. I want to pack. So I went there. It's called the Delhi Bible Fellowship. So I was sitting down there, and the gentleman who was preaching that day, his name was David Cummings from Wycliffe Bible Translators. And he got up and he said, I want to speak today to full-time workers. Well, I kind of started sitting up a bit straight because all the other full-time workers I knew were on the stage with him. I was the only full-time worker in the audience. And he said, I want to speak to full-time workers today. And then his next question was, has the joy run out of your life? I was sitting bolt upright at this point. And he took me to John's Gospel, the 2nd chapter of John's Gospel, the miracle you know of where Jesus turned the water into wine. And he just mentioned 4 things about that. He said, first of all, he said Jesus could have occupied center stage, but he made the servants take center stage. Secondly, he said this, the need was for wine, but he made them fill the pots with water. And he asked this question, do you feel that your work is irrelevant to the need? That's exactly what I'd been feeling. The third thing he said was this, only Jesus can turn water into wine, but without water, there wouldn't be any wine. And fourthly, he said, Jesus saves the best for last. And then he finished off by telling story after story after story of Wycliffe Bible Translator that had worked for 10, 15, 20, 25 years without any fruit, and then an unbelievable harvest. I was a totally transformed man by that time. Listen, it was an encounter with the glory of Jesus way over in what we call the mission field that sent me back home with a fresh vision. Sometimes the answer to our problems at home lie 8,000 miles away because that's where we will encounter God.